Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Julie Turner, matchmaker.
And I am Teresa Collins, scientific mystic.
And we're not live today, you may or may not have noticed. Pointing out the obvious. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yes.
We are... Power stance. Anyway, we're going to switch things up a little bit this year. It's a new year, yay, 2018. And sometimes it's just not feasible for us to do live. Sometimes it's not feasible for us to be in the same space. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do some changes. Right. And although we do love our relationship conversation.
We do. But lately it's just been like just Teresa the voice and Julie the face. So
yes.
As much as that is entertaining, it gets a little...
It entertains us. So we're gonna change things up a little bit, and we're gonna not maybe have as long a show sometimes. We still love your feedback, but we want to share some different modalities that we have.
Right. So kind of more to the point, I think, and then you can private message us still, which is awesome. So you can still get all those great comments, those great questions if we don't answer anything online.
That's right.
But yeah, a little more focus. Actually, good focus. I like it. I think focus is good. Let's enjoy the focus.
I think focus is our biggest change for the year because traditionally we maybe aren't the most focused people. It's our little secret. Don't tell anybody. But
don't watch all the other videos. Exactly. It's totally. Yeah, we're so clear and focused.
We always have a subject. We just tend to talk about 10 other subjects at the same time, and that's just who we are. And that's not gonna change.
No.
So because why would we?
I just don't get to say hello to anybody now.
Yeah. Well, when we're live, she might be. If we're only going live once in a while, you can say hello.
Right. Okay. Maybe I'll use my psychic abilities and see who I think is going to come on and watch us and really freak people out.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, you know what? Say hello to a couple people right now.
Yeah.
Hi, Angel. Yes, hi, Angel. Hi, Brian. There's a few of you. Okay. Which we're so grateful. Thank you so much.
Very grateful. Actually.
We started this last year.
Yeah.
Probably in the fall, I would think only.
Because, September, I think, about September.
In about September. Mm-hmm. And it's been great. It's been wonderful. I hope you guys have appreciated the advice that we've given when we've been able to connect with you. Mm-hmm. And we are going to have actually subject of the week, so to speak.
Right.
And maybe even subject of the month. What do you think of that, Teresa?
I like subject of the month.
Themes.
So themes of the month, subject of the week. Yeah. And maybe we'll even give you a little bit of forewarning. So if you want to really tune in, you can make sure that you get that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I want to, we're only going to do this for a very short time today. Mm-hmm. But what I do want to talk about is my main modality, which is hypnotherapy. And hopefully Teresa will talk about her main modality in a moment as well. So
I love that.
I'm going to give her
working on that.
I'm going to give her some time to decide what that is while I'm talking. So yes, I'm a hypnotherapist. I use many other modalities to help my clients as well, but I am a hypnotherapist, which is something that I love and that has made a huge difference in my life. And I just wanted to talk about how that kind of has impacted me and my relationships, which is why we lead back to dating and relationship all the time. Mm-hmm. So with hypnotherapy, what it did for me was it changed my inner voice. It changed the inner voice. So I went from somebody who my inner voice was not supportive. My inner voice was quite negative and always...
Which happens a lot. That's actually more common than you think.
Honestly, no, I think it's the most common thing, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
I truly believe, any of you out there that has that inner voice, that when something happens in your relationship, you make assumptions as to what it means. Mm-hmm. Because if I did that, I would mean this. So how dare they?
Right.
If you have that inner voice right now, contact one of us or contact somebody that can help you, because your inner voice should actually be your biggest support system.
It should be your best friend and your best cheerleader.
Absolutely.
And if it is not, and if it is misbehaving, we do have some tools to help reorganize things that will help you out there.
Yeah. So, and that's what kind of the message that we want to provide for people is that we really, truly are here to help. And I'm getting messages at the same time.
That's awesome. It feels like live. Hi, Matt!
Yeah. That's too funny. I don't know if that'll show up, but that's hilarious if it does. And even more hilarious if it doesn't, because then Teresa's just talking to random strangers and people, and we're getting a few of them, so it's all good. Stop reading.
Okay.
Stop reading, Teresa. Stop. Focus, Teresa. So, being January, this is our video for this coming Wednesday, of course, but the theme for January is change.
Yes.
Right?
Switch it up.
Absolutely. So our
Right.
theme being change. Is there anything in particular you're going to change in your
I've changed everything. We picked it up, switched it around, and reset everything. Because I'm kind of the exception to the rule because I like change. A lot of people don't. So you don't have to do that. You don't have to change everything. And of course, I didn't change my children that are saying hi, and I didn't change my husband or my dogs. But the rest of it, oh yeah, baby. I took a good look at everything. What was working, what wasn't working, what was serving me, what wasn't serving me, what I loved, when I wanted to continue.
That's awesome.
And I just
You know what? I love that Teresa pointed out that she does love change, and not everybody does. It's one of the huge things that Teresa and I get along on. We literally on a weekly basis talk about the things that we're going to change, and then we change them.
Yes.
So we don't, it's not just lip service, and we actually do enjoy changing things. Now, having said that, not everybody does. And when I work with clients, I try and get them to, I call it Swiss cheesing their goals and their changes in life. And what that means is you're kind of sneaking up on your ego. You're changing little things to a bigger, working towards a bigger change, just so that your ego doesn't go, shutting down completely.
Right.
So
Fight or
change,
flight it.
Absolutely. Change is really important. We can all change and grow. No matter how amazing your life is, I guarantee you that if you stayed in that exact same holding pattern forever, it wouldn't be amazing for long.
We are intended to grow. And I wasn't always this freaky with change, right? Like I never even changed my earrings when I met my husband. I had the same earrings, I had the same necklace, I liked the same clothes. I was very specific. I started doing little steps, right? Just little things. And then they made such a big difference that I started kind of really loving it, right? Like I really started. But I still, there's I still hang on to things sometimes. So sometimes I need somebody to come along and go, hey, did you change that? You need to change that a little bit. Let's switch it up a bit.
You know what? I that's very interesting to me because I've always embraced change. And as a matter of fact, I've driven a lot of people in my life crazy because I love change. I love moving. I love every kind of change that you could possibly imagine. For me, I've actually had to kind of scale back on change in some sections. But I also am I love my habits. So there's certain things that I always do, certain routines that without them, I feel a little lost. And I'm changing those this year. So I'm really excited to see how that
habits are one of those things that kind of sneak up on you. You don't even realize you have them until they kind of tie you down a bit.
Absolutely. Not only tie you down, but you don't realize that they're even habits until you have to move away from them for one reason or another.
Right.
And that you're like, that's causing discomfort.
Right.
Just the thought of it. Just the thought of it can cause discomfort. And sometimes those are the things you need to really pay attention to.
You do, because they sneak up on you and chances are, not all the time, but they're not actually serving you and they haven't been serving you for a while. They've just become such a regular part of your routine.
Right.
And you don't even realize you're not getting anything out of it anymore.
And that's some of them, for sure. And then other ones are good habits, but you need to be able to be flexible. We all need to be able to be flexible. Right. That's the problem, and that's where I fall often, is that I think that something is good for me, so I dive in, and then I can't be flexible about it. I'm like, no, this is good for me. This is what I've decided I'm doing. So I have a hard time with my flexibility.
Yeah. So what do you think is a good happy medium there?
Acknowledgement. Acknowledgement.
Yeah,
awareness. Awareness is the key to everything. Right.
Honestly, it feels like it to me. Like awareness and balance are kind of my big messages that are coming in this year. Just being, first of all, you can't even know you're out of balance until you're aware of it. So huge messages going on.
Yeah, for sure. Awareness in every area of your life is so key, and sometimes we need outside influences to help us with our awareness.
Outside influences. Yes. What an excellent idea.
Right. Because I know I, for one, don't always take kindly to people really close to me critiquing me. I've been really bad at it in the past. I'm much better at it now. Sometimes I catch myself, that ego. Your ego steps in right away and says like, what are you, crazy? Like, right. I've been doing this all for the greater good or for the betterment of me, whatever. So when people critique you, it's a little hard to take sometimes. But as long as you're aware, that is kind of something that happens to you. I think it's a little easier.
I think I'm okay with it. Mostly. There's only a couple subjects that I'm like, back off. But mostly I'm okay with it. Because the great thing about that is when they're telling you their opinions, it's just their opinions.
Exactly. Well, that's
yeah.
Let's go back to the
Let's
four
go back
agreements.
To that. Let's go back to the
Let's go to the 4 agreements.
Oh yes, please, New Year. Let's talk about that again.
So that one pertains to a few of them, but don't take things personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Everybody's got an opinion on everything, and it's, you know what I find really interesting. I love having conversations with people that are possibly there's conflict in those conversations. I'm not agreeing. They're not agreeing with me. I'm not agreeing with them. I am not saying you're wrong. Never ever am I saying you're wrong. I'm saying I have a different opinion.
Right. Seeing the other side of the coin. Let's
Yeah,
maybe take a look at it
absolutely.
from a different
And
angle.
sometimes I just like to throw the other side of the coin in there, even if I agree with you.
Which is
Because
great.
that's who I
fabulous.
am, right?
Yeah.
I like. Teresa loves that about me. But yeah, sometimes you just need to actually open your mind to other options that may or may not be.
And the funny thing is like, as long as you're taking the opinion that I'll take the tidbits I want, and the rest of it, maybe store them or just say, no, that doesn't suit me.
Yeah.
Then you actually grab good things. If
Yes.
you're like, no, wait, I know everything.
Absolutely.
Then you kind of lose everything. Yeah.
If you get your back up, if you start taking it personally, and another thing is, making assumptions as to why this person's telling you things, because that's another one. If Teresa is telling me something that I feel that I already have under control, then she's insulting my intelligence.
Well, I obviously think you don't have it under control.
Right.
I'm not. It's not that I'm like totally excited I wanted to share.
No. Exactly. See, and that's, we all have that.
Right.
That
Because when I get excited, I tell everybody everything. You have no idea.
Yeah, no, we don't have great filters for everything.
Thank goodness.
And anything. I know, right?
Thank goodness.
I think maybe, I think February? February, should we give a little tidbit of what February is going to be?
A little teaser.
Do you think that it should be, I don't want to say authenticity because I think it's totally overused, but what's another word for, what can we call it instead? You guys can help us with this because it's going to be February, so we get some time. But your true inner voice.
Yes.
I think your true inner voice needs to come out.
Right.
And Teresa and I have fostered that.
Shining your light. This is kind of what I call it in my business. Teaching people to shine their light.
It's not even that. It's because I want the shadow
as
as well as the light.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I want your true inner voice.
All of the sides.
Yes.
I like it.
I want your true inner voice. And
it.
so many people are afraid. The worst thing for them is their shadow side, the side that they think is a weakness, they think is vulnerable, and that is where your beauty is.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
love that.
That is where you really connect to people.
We're gonna have to think about it, guys.
Yeah,
and we
we're
do
gonna
want
think
some
about that.
suggestions because
Absolutely.
agreed. We need some. It's the essence, really. It's the essence of who you are.
Yes.
Ooh, I like it.
Yes, I like essence.
Yeah, it's the
I'm
essence of who you are, and it's good
We'll
to
work on
make
that
the ugly. It is the core. It's what it makes you tick.
Yeah, I really want. So this month it's going to be all about change, and then February we're going to work into possibly just your inner you, because inner essence that doesn't come up. That doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, no, I liked essence when you said it. When I went to say it myself, it's not a me word.
My essence.
Yeah, apparently you can own the essence thing. I will work on mine.
Okay, awesome.
All right, so we've actually talked for like 14 minutes instead of the 10 minutes that we wanted to, but that's okay because you guys can watch us or not watch us, and it's all good.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for stopping by to watch us, and if you have any feedback, input, cries of outrage, whatever you want to do, we're happy to hear it. Well, maybe
cries of outrage. I love it.
Yes.
Management will take it under.
Absolutely. We will file it. Management will file it. Trust me. So do whatever you gotta do. We're here for you.
Okay. In the meantime,
be awesome.
be you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Bye.